Hello and welcome back to the channel. EXP here, and today we have an awful lot of half jobs. Let's crack on. So let me take you through here first. We've designed the majority of the inside now. Obviously it still needs a floor, you can see that. But we have our first set of chests, I guess, where we're going to store our different planks. Now for this, I'm going to use a very simple sorting system. Going to be an auto sorter, obviously. The loading bay, well, unloading bay will be here. Send the stuff through to the back. And then this is going to auto compile them into the correct chests. So you've got your birch, your oak, spruce, dark oak, warped, crimson, mangrove, and jungle. Jungle being at the end because I forgot it was a wood until I started sorting it. And then, as I said before, we're going to build, first of all, a wooden hut in here where we're going to have multi-storage. And in that multi-storage, we're going to have the wood stuff, then onto the stone stuff, and etc, etc. Basically just pushing it all down into each individual one. Now, in that intro, you may also have noticed that there's a certain something missing from the skyline. Well, funny story. Basically, what happened over here was I completely fluffed up the distance between the golem and the spiders, and they killed all the gommons. Gommons? Gommons? What on earth is a gommon? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I messed up the distance between them, so I ended up having the spiders kill all the golems. So we tore it down, and we're going to think about what we're doing with this space soon. And the last thing I need to go through with you that I've started is under here, we've got the beginnings of our trading hall. Now, this has been running the whole time while we've been here, so I've been collecting our sticks. Oh god, I really can't talk today, can I? I should probably redo this whole intro, but I don't want to. Yes, we've been pushing our bamboo because we've used up an awful lot of our reserves, thanks to setting this up. Because we've only used our zombie once on this guy, well, better rates, not great rates, but better, so we can afford our golden carrots. That's the main for this one. He's got an awful stew, so I might replace him. I might not bother because he still gives me good carrot rates. And yeah, so now that we're up to scratch, what we're going to do for the rest of the video? Well, you find me back over at my testing world, because today we're going to sort out our storage. Well, part of our storage. So the first thing we're going to do is sort out a small version of the item sorter. Now, I know there is a reason for every part of this and to what makes it work, but I am probably not the best person to ask about this. Like, I know it's to do with the strength of the signal and whatnot, but I'll try and explain it as best as I can as someone that doesn't actually understand it can. Right. So the first thing we need is our repeaters facing this way, all on 0 or 1 tick. I'm not sure what the default position is, but yeah, that position. And then we can add a block behind every single one of them. And then we make sure we put redstone torch here, locking the ones above it. It won't affect these ones, I don't think. I can't remember. Maybe it does, or maybe that's important. But either way, this is where we put them. Oh, there's loads of tutorials on these. I'll link the ones I use down below and give the credit to the people who actually built them, because off the top of my head I've watched that many of them I can't remember whose design I'm actually using here. But I'll link it down below. Redstone all the way across here. All the way across here. Comparators facing this way. And the last thing we need to do to build this thing is then put a hopper going into each and every single one of these comparators. There. The first thing I need to check before anything else is if this can actually hold enough water. So it pushes it right to the ice. So what happens if we throw some items in? Oh, they're just going to fall through because this isn't loaded yet. Okay then, onto loading. Okay, so it's all set up now with these, with 20 items that cannot be moved, which I have named P, and use bamboo because I've got lots of bamboo. They're named P basically because nothing else in the system is going to be called P as it goes through. And then you want to put 3 pieces of the wood type, well, the item even, and one of them is going to drop straight down into this hopper. And that is the system now locked and ready to go. So if we chuck a few of these in, you can see it will sit there and do that. Useful. Okay, why is that sitting there? I'm guessing because threw it at there rather than in the stream. Like we throw it into the stream, yep, it goes into the one it's supposed to. And try a different type, yep. So they're all going where they need to go, except for the ones that just sit there, which I don't quite know why they're sitting there. I don't know how much of a problem that's going to be. Something we'll find out. Next, what happens if we throw something that can't be picked up? Does it go far enough? Yes. But again, why is it catching on there? Now, most of the systems do it 5x5, so does it need to be done 5x5? Could I not do it 8x8? And you may be asking, where's Acacia? And you might think I've forgotten it, but I haven't. Honestly, I didn't forget it. What happened basically is, who the hell is making Acacia planks? You. So the wood is going where I'm chucking it, which is good. Is any getting stuck in these? So no, nothing's getting stuck, which is good. So yeah, as far as my understanding for this thing goes, is it will detect that signal strength in the hopper has changed, which is locked by the amount of items, which will then send the signal down here into the repeater, which will then momentarily turn these off, which allow the next item to fall through, but only one at a time, which is how they work. That's my understanding of it. I could be wrong, and if I am, please let me know down in the comments below. Explain to me what point I'm missing, just so I can understand this a little bit better, but that's how I think it works. Now on to stage 2. Will it push things across into the next lot, or is it too long? So we seem to be having about 50% success rate. Well, not even that, because there was half of them there. So if we, there we go. So how many land in each pot? See, now throwing them there, they've all landed up over here. Maybe it depends how the items are lined up then. This might work. I'm still undecided. I'm gonna start building it and see anyway. Not a single one in the water. And here we are back on the server with the item system now in place. Well, I say item system, it's literally just my planks. I haven't got anything around here except for the overflow, which I'll go through a brief demonstration now. So you've already seen how this works. It works beautifully. I'm happy with that. As for the unloader, it's a simple redstone clock attached to a dropper, which once we fill this chest up, it automatically just drops and goes in there. I'm guessing the timing is for hopper speed, so there's no kerfuffle of it being overcrowded and just not working, but either way, I'll go through it now. So if I chuck a random assortment of items in, such as these, which I had prepared earlier, we close it, and the items, off they go, shooting up, heading into their correct boxes. Now, obviously, some of that stuff wasn't actually in the filter system, so they end up over here, as we can see, beautifully, and anything I had put into the system is then filtered into here, as you can see coming in now. And that's the end of it. So let's check where everything's gone to make sure everything in the overfill has come through. Yep. So that is a beautifully working system. Let's just check the back, check the top. Yep, we have absolutely nothing sitting around. Oh, wait, no, we do. We have one. Considering the amount of things I just chucked in, that's not too bad. Now, let's see if we chuck a few more things in, if we have the same problem, or if it pushes it out. So they're hitting the sign. That's the problem. So if I move the sign to the other side, it should keep it in line then. I think that's the problem I've got. Right, I'll go and do that and try again. Now that's moved over, let's try again. So we're still getting it sit there. So what is causing that, I wonder? I mean, it's not a huge loss. It's not a huge loss, but it is still some loss. It's whether it's worth fixing it. Because you're probably taking one of these out. Which if I was going to take one out, it'd be the jungle, and then maybe that would make this stream a little better, but it also completely changed my sizing setup, which will be annoying as well. I don't know. Anyway, on to this room itself. I shamelessly stole this floor off Smallish Beans because it's a really nice pattern. I really do like it, so I've gone with this. As for over here, I still don't know what I'm doing with these two parts, so they've been left blank, but I do like this floor. It also makes this pop out a little bit better and makes it easier to see which is which. Well then, I went and took it out, and that solved the problem completely. So now we have a beautiful working system, and we're going to finish this episode off by building a ugly shed. I think, say ugly shed, I mean, it's actually just going to be the wood storage area, and we're going to need a big place to set up the multi-item storage system, which we might still have to do. I don't know yet. Anyway, I'll crack on with that, and I'll show you this little bit here briefly. We did a tiny little bit of terraforming. We got ourselves a little bit of a pond for some axolotl that we caught, and remnants of a prank long gone. So I'm going to go time lapse, and then we'll do an outro. And there you have it. Still got access to our chest, which we'll sort out by the next episode, and into our big empty room. Oh, now this is what you call a 2011 starter base. Until next week, bye.